and welcome to 1990. This is a Generation 1, Year 1 Mazda MX-5. I'm not reviewing a new car today. This is a bit of a different video. And this is a very special little car. Mostly because it's mine.
So, my little Mazda-Rari. Because I've been a car journalist since I was 19, I've never had to buy a car. This is my first car. I also need to point out that it's not exactly stock.
Okay, let me explain. The first owner of this car was the only owner of this car. He bought it in 1990 as new, garaged it its whole life in Johannesburg, which is great for rust, obviously. And he is a fastidious car collector. He's got some really, really incredible cars. And he kept this for a very long time, but I'm obviously pretty glad that he sold it. And at some point in the ownership of the car, he decided he'd quite like it to be a bit faster. And so he spent a fair amount of money making sure that it was a lot faster. Now, obviously, these are aftermarket wheels. I do have some lightweight racing alloys, which I'm going to put on there very soon. But those cover the upgrade pack on the brakes, which are from Britain, from a brand called Woolwood. Hiding underneath here are Coney adjustable coilovers. And if you come around to the back, there's a little bit of a clue as to what's happening under the bonnet. So let me pop the bonnet for you and take you through this car's real party trick. Where's that clip? There we go. So nestled next to the 1.6 litre 16 valve 4-cylinder petrol motor is a Jackson Racing Supercharger. Fully imported from America, no expense was spared in upgrading this car. Custom radiator, custom intercooler, all the pipes have recently been redone. It had to be re-chipped though because it lived at altitude, now it lives at sea level. But the best dyno run I've seen on the car shows that it has about 50% more power and about 50% more torque. And because it only weighs under a ton, it's got about the same power to weight ratio now as a Golf GTI. So yeah, besides the engine, the exhaust, the brakes and the suspension, it's completely stock. I always used to say I don't like modifying cars. I feel like it just breaks them. And I also always used to say that I don't like convertibles. So obviously I bought myself a modified convertible, but I knew it. When I first saw this car, I just knew I had to have it. I made the decision in seconds. And I picked it up with 44,000 Ks on the clock. It's a 29-year-old car with 44,000 Ks on the clock. One previous owner from new. This was a real find. And it has proven an absolute joy to drive. This is widely regarded as one of the best driver's cars ever made, and I promise you it delivers on that. The sheer lightness of the thing, it only weighs 950 kilograms. Cars just don't feel like this anymore. It's as simple as that, really. And there's this one corner I take in all my test cars on the way home. And the first time I took that corner in this car, I nearly hit a wall. I just wasn't expecting it to turn in so quickly. But the thing about Mazda MX-5s is they always handled so well. They're always praised for their handling, but they were slow. They were really, really underpowered. And this car has that sorted out. And all those extra bits, the custom exhaust, the supercharger, they make some interesting noises. Listen to this. I love that. I love the whine from the supercharger. As I'm discovering with vintage car ownership as opposed to modern car ownership, there are some little things which annoy you and keep you up at night. For instance, this headlight is sitting a little bit below the bonnet. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's driving me mad. And sometimes this fog light, this indicator, gets a little bit of moisture inside. That's gonna have to be fixed. A couple of stone chips I need to sort out as well. And then this one time I got home and I went to lock the car and the central locking didn't work. But it's only happened once, so I'm not panicking. I think it's okay. But that's the beauty of a Mazda MX-5. There's so little to go wrong. There's no roof mechanism. There isn't even a connection between somewhere in the car and the boot. You have to actually get out and unlock the boot. And of course, the most important thing that needs to keep working are the famous pop-up headlights. And those work perfectly every time. The way I see it, when the car world has gone electric and autonomous and we're just sitting in the back of the car reading a digital newspaper while the car drives itself to work, I think cars like these are going to be highly valued. I think this pure driving experience powered by internal combustion, I think it's really going to be sought after. And in that way, I don't think I'm ever going to lose money on this car. And in fact, this amazing car collector I know has already asked me if he can have first dibs on it if I ever want to sell it. And he's a good friend, so of course I said yes, but the way I feel right now, I don't think I'll ever sell this car, not if I can help it. The truth is that every single time I drive this car, it puts a smile on my face. Every time, without fail, no matter what I'm going through that day, no matter the kind of stress I'm under, every single time I drive it, I get the biggest smile on my face. And you can't put a price on that. That's invaluable. And that's also how I know that I bought myself the right car. I can't explain why cars are different. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just some metal, some glass, some rubber, and some plastic thrown together to make something which moves. But if you think about it, those are the same ingredients that make up a washing machine. So why don't we love washing machines? And cars are just unique machines in their ability to make us feel something. And perhaps the most precious things in life don't need to make sense. Perhaps the most beautiful things in this world don't need to be explained. Perhaps the reason why you love something or you love someone doesn't need to be over-analyzed. I love this little car. It makes me immensely happy. And that's all I need to know.